so this is part of a video series for happy, healthy shoulders, and today we're looking specifically at the rotator cuff. The rotator cuff is 4 muscles around the shoulder, and their job is to rotate your arm bone in the socket and help to move it around as well. And I think to have happy, healthy shoulders, we really benefit from understanding how these muscles move and how it feels to move them, and give them a little bit of targeted attention, because often they're the little ones that can end up being niggly or becoming a little bit inflamed as the big muscles try and do the work, and those little muscles perhaps don't have the mobility to join in so much. So we're going to have a little look at those today. We'll start with warming up the whole shoulder girdle first. So just starting with swinging your arms and letting your knees bend with that. And as you do that, just feeling how your shoulder blade is part of the movement. As your arm pulls forward, the shoulder blade is pulling forward with it. You might feel a little bit of rotation in your trunk as well. As your arms drop down, just feeling how there's that kind of loosening feeling around your shoulders. Okay, and then from there, we're just going to swing both arms forward, cross them, and then let them swing back. So a similar thing, just feeling that loosening around the top of your shoulders, of the arm bones in the sockets. As the arms swing forward, shoulder blades pull forward. And as the arms swing back, your shoulder blades can even squeeze together on your back. From there, we're going to start to do the same cross-arm movement, but this time out to the sides. And seeing how it feels to really just slow down that last movement, your arms going possibly as high as your shoulders, if that feels okay. And that is, again, part of the rotator cuff muscles are supporting that movement to take your arms up and out to the sides. Just holding a little tiny split second each time your arms go up to shoulder height. Okay, and then from there, just doing one arm at a time, reach your right arm forward, stretch it all the way up, and then as you take the arm behind you, just bending your elbow, pulling your elbow down towards your waist, feel your shoulder blades squeeze onto your back, reach your arm back up again, and then let it drop down at the front. So you can inhale your arm up, exhale, squeeze back. You could turn a bit to that side as well. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhaling up, exhale, squeezing your elbow down, inhale up, exhale down. Last one. And then the other side. So your arm can go a little bit across your body if you like as you reach up. Exhale, squeeze your elbow down in towards your side. Feel your shoulder blade press into your back, up and down. Adding your breath rhythm if you like to. I'd like to add a little knee bend. And down. Okay, and then just feel your shoulders generally, maybe just a little bit out to the sides again, palms facing up this time, feeling wide across your chest. Shoulder blades can squeeze onto the back as you reach your hands out to the side. Okay, then we're good to go to focus on the shoulder blades in particular. We're going to use a wall for this, and if you walk your feet away from the wall, you're going to feel like you're sitting on a high chair or a stool with your lower back pressing into the wall. And then from there, press your upper back into the wall as well, and bring your hands to your rib cage and feel like you're pushing your ribs into the wall. So the back ribs, you're trying to get them to make contact with the wall. If the back of your head can touch the wall as well, that's good. If it doesn't quite reach it, it doesn't really matter. And then just let yourself feel supported and settled by the wall. So your knees are a little bit bent. The back of your sacrum, the back of the pelvis is in contact with the wall. The lower back might be a little bit off the wall, but then your ribs are pressing towards the wall, your shoulder blades are pressing to the wall. Okay, and then from there we're going to take the elbows into the sides of the trunk, palms facing up as if you're holding a tray. See if you can press the backs of your shoulders into the wall a little bit more while pulling your rib cage in. And that's tricky. It will feel like you've got to use your tummy muscles to keep pulling the back ribs towards the wall. And then from there, we're just going to start to take the hands out to the sides. So this is rotating the arm bone in the socket, and see how far you can go. You're aiming to touch your thumbs to the wall. That may very well not happen. So just see how far you go and then come back to the hands to center. And repeat. Slow, smooth movement. Keep breathing. Your attention is on pressing your back ribs and your shoulders into the wall while you're feeling the arm bone rolling outwards in the socket. So this is external rotation in the shoulder joint. Do 2 more. Just notice the feeling around the top of your arm and shoulder. Can you feel a sense of muscles moving and working? So those are your rotator cuff muscles. And then let your arms relax down for a moment, just have a little move around. Okay, so hopefully after a few of those you start to feel this sense of muscles contracting and moving around the top of your shoulder. So the next one from there is, you could start with the elbows bent actually and take your hands out to the sides as much as you can. Press the ribs into the wall again, and then just start to reach your arms out and just see how straight they will go. You'll probably feel some stretch through your arms there, and let your arms lower down to your sides. From there, reach your arms up. See how high up touching the wall they can go, pressing the backs of your shoulders into the wall as well. You might get up to shoulder height, that's the max, you might not. Slowly lower back down. This time repeat with your palms facing outwards away from the wall, backs of the hands on the wall. Slowly lowering down, so make the movements slow and smooth. This time have your palms facing your legs as the hands go up, so the hands end up, the palms end up facing the floor. Slowly lower down. And then do one where your palms are pressing into the wall, so your arms are internally rotated here. See how that feels a bit different. Pressing ribs into the wall, down, and then last one with your backs of the hands on the wall, sliding your hands up. And just feeling how the muscles right at the top of the shoulder are helping to lift your arms up out to the sides. Press the back of the shoulders into the wall. Take a breath. Your hands might be a bit lower than this, just as high as they're happy to go. Just breathing, feeling those muscles in the tops of your shoulders, and then release down. And we're going to come back to holding our tray, but this time take your elbows away from your body a little bit higher up, and then turn your palms to face down. From there, press the back of your ribs and the back of your shoulders into the wall again, and start to lift your fingertips up towards the ceiling. And just see how far you get. You can check your arms. You're trying to keep a dead straight line from your baby finger to your elbow, so trying not to break the wrists and bend the wrists. And you're just keeping going, seeing how close to the wall your forearms and backs of your hands will go. And then lower back down. You could lower a little bit lower even than halfway. And then come back up again. Pressing your elbows into the wall to help you. Try not to bend at the wrists. How far back can you go without bending the wrists? Press the backs of those shoulders in and lowering down. I'm going to do 3 more with the breath. Inhaling up. It might just be a tiny movement back. That's fine. You're still working those rotator cuff muscles. Lowering down. Squeezing back, holding that top position for a breath to really feel your shoulders, and then down again. And last one, can you feel a bit of fatigue building up in the muscles around your shoulders, those small rotator cuff muscles? Lowering down, and then have another little rest. So one of the reasons why we're practicing in particular external rotation of the arm bone in the socket with using the rotator cuff muscles. So that's external rotation, that's external rotation, rolling outwards. It's because in modern life we tend to do a lot more of internal rotation as we sit. The shoulders tend to sit forward a lot. So for most of us, finding a bit more external rotation creates more balance in the shoulders. We're just trying to use all those muscles and joints in all the ways they're designed to move, so that every movement we do becomes comfortable. And in our day, when we're doing things, that movement becomes available to us without us even thinking. We have that range, rather than the body having to compensate because the arm doesn't really feel familiar with going to all the places it can. So this is what gives us freedom in our shoulders. Okay, final movement here. Either start with your tray, take your elbows up a little bit higher, hands, palms face down, repeat what we just did, pressing your back into the wall again, or the next phase from that is to see how it feels to take the elbows up even higher. And the maximum spot would be up as high as your shoulders. For a lot of us, just getting to here can feel really challenging. So you might go down, you might practice going up and down like that. You might stay with the elbows down and go back to pulling the forearms towards the wall. The maximum position would be elbows as high as your shoulders, and from there, pressing the ribs into the wall, backs of the shoulders into the wall. See if you can get your upper arms moving, your forearms and palms moving towards the wall, and then down again. So wherever you're choosing to do this final set of 6 rounds, it might be lower down, but trying to press the back of the forearm, the back of the hand into the wall, feeling that rotation. And then I'm getting to halfway and lowering my arms even further down for a little bit of internal rotation, just as much movement as possible. Pressing the elbows into the wall, external rotation as I pull my arms to the forearms towards the wall. 2 more. And noticing the sense of fatigue building, my elbows dropped there, squeezing back and then release. So because they're small muscles, we just need lots of repetitions and making sure you're not taking it to the point where it feels like there's pain or too much strain. If that's happening, you just lower down and try some lower down, not forcing the arms to the wall, keeping that integrity of the rib cage to the wall. Otherwise it's your back moving rather than the movement in the shoulders. Okay, and then just come away from the wall, perhaps do a few more little swings, and as you go about the rest of your day, just see how your shoulders are feeling. If you notice you've accessed perhaps your muscles in your shoulders in a slightly different way to normal. Let me know how that goes, and do check out the other videos for healthy, happy shoulders.